What? The world, just get to the point. I've been waiting 12 minutes. All right, so hello, my friends. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. I guess I just need to restart my computer. So today, let me do my intro over again. Today, we're going to be talking about makeup brushes. I'm going to be showing you some makeup brushes that I own that I really, really like at all different price points. I'm also going to be talking to you about different brush shapes and what brush shapes are typically used for what purposes. And then, like for eye brushes and face brushes, we're also going to, yay, okay, good. Everything's better. All right, good. Yay, that makes me so happy. So we're going to talk about what brushes are good for what purposes, typically what they're used for. And then we're going to be talking about what else. I had a great intro, and I said it, and you couldn't hear a word I was saying. But yeah, just different brushes, what they're used for, different brushes at different price points, and yeah, I think that was it. I think there were other things too, but I forgot them in all of the craziness. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, if you're watching this on the replay, I'm going to take just a second to say hello to the people who have stuck with me in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. Thank you so much for staying. Oh my gosh. Oh. So I'm just going to say hello. Hold on a second. What? Forehead is cut off. Oh my gosh, can this thing get any crazier? Is Mercury in retrograde or what? All right, my forehead is cut off. How's that? Is that better? You're on your, what does that mean, Tab? What does that mean? Nicole, I'm so thankful that I have friends that watch the show so they can help me. All right, now that I've checked myself before I've wrecked myself, let's talk about some makeup brushes. But actually, no, I got to say hello to the collective brain. So let me say hello because everything looks good now. Oh, good morning, Nicole and Janice. And, oh, it's going fast. All right, hold on a minute. Good morning, Sahaja. Glad to have you back from your travels. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Finally, Sahaja's finally back. Hi, Miss Candy. Good to see you. Just got some Artiste dupes and love them. I did not jump into the Artiste, the whole Artiste train. I don't watch a lot of tutorials, so I don't really see a lot of Artiste being used. I mostly just watch reviews, and I haven't watched a lot of Artiste reviews. So I don't know anything about those. So Candy maybe can be our expert on those. Heather, hello. Good morning. Good morning to Terry. Good morning, Jenny Sue. Good morning, Dubs1, Felicia, Jackie, IDIY Beauty. Hello in Colorado. Hello, Mark. Yeah, I need to know. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Good morning to Alexis and Christine and Nancy. Good to have you here. And Heather and Liz and Kat and Sabrina, the makeup mom, and Beth at Beauty Hall 411. And, oh, let's see, Gordalicious. That's all. Pink doll. Nice. Hello in Puerto Rico. Hello, Malia and Paula and Nicole at Yay or Nay Nicole. Carolyn, good morning. Janice, good morning. Elise. Yay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. If I didn't say hello to you, good morning. Good morning to you. So let's go ahead and start with eye brushes because those are my favorites. I thought I should probably start with face brushes, but I love me some eye brushes. Now, one thing before I start that I want to make sure you know is there are no steadfast rules of what you can and cannot use. You cannot use this brush for this and you cannot use this brush for that. You have to use what works for you. But this is typical of what people use for what. At least in my opinion, from what I've seen, the collective brain can correct me if they would like. So the first kind of brush I feel like is the kind of brush that I think everybody needs. What in the world? Now my aunt's calling me? Goodness. Hang up. I'll call you back. All right. Anyway, so let me scroll down so I can see the collective brain. This one right here is truly, I think, if you're going to buy one makeup brush, this is it. That one right there. You need a flat, like it's not completely flat. It's not like this. It's not completely flat. It's kind of domed a little bit, but rounded like this, something like that. This is for packing on color. It cuts down a little bit lower. So it's got a little bit of a taper. So another thing you need to know is that the product picks up on the ends of the bristles. So wherever you see the bristles poking out, that's how much product you're going to pick up. So when you have a brush like this where it's just the bristles on the top here, this is more for spreading. than it is for picking up product. So this is a concealer brush. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this brush is the brush you need, like a C brush. Well, the thing is about a C brush, the e.l.f. C brush, is it's too small for me. I don't like ones that are that short because I find them difficult to work with. That one is really, really tiny. I do need a whiteboard. I need a whiteboard so I can draw you guys pictures. But the top on it is so, so small. I don't really like that one. But that's just me. That's just me. Okay. Okay. All right, we're good. So, and you can get these at all price points. Every price point, everybody's got a brush like this. Okay, so that you need. The other one, if you're going to get a second brush, is a blending brush. Okay, this is my favorite one. This is the Pro Crease brush by Beauty Junkies. Beauty Junkies is my favorite eyeshadow brush brand. These were sent to me for review a long time ago, but I had just bought a couple months before some Sigma brushes, and they're pretty much exactly the same. So I don't really, the Sigma brushes are great, don't get me wrong, they're fantastic brushes, but I feel like if you can get them for half the price, you might as well get the Beauty Junkies ones. And that's from my heart. And any reviews you watch of Beauty Junkies, you'll see in the comments below everybody that's bought Beauty Junkies that I didn't pay, you know, that says, hey, these things are awesome. So I do not have any Delium tools, unfortunately. I don't. But yes, blending brush is definitely something that you want. Now, there's different kinds of blending brushes, depending on what you want to do. The more densely packed your brush is, the more color it's going to pick up because there's more bristles to pick up that product. So this one is going to pick up more product than this one. This one's also going to spread the product out further. Okay, so if you want to get something that's a little more detailed, like if you're trying to get up into your crease, you want one like this. This one is the Taper Blending Brush by Beauty Junkies. This one I use just for blending out existing color that's already there, or if I just want a little bit of color, because you see how fluffy it is. It also bends a lot more. I don't know if you can see that. It bends more. This one is a little more stiff, so it's easier to work with to put the color in, where this one is more for, like, you know, making color that's already there move. Okay, Blinky's Blurb says she likes julep brushes. I do like julep brushes. I have a couple in here that we'll talk about. What are the most essential makeup brushes for beginners, in your opinion? These two right here. But you don't have to get them from Beauty Junkies. You can find these, you can find Eco Tools makes really great brushes. Real Techniques makes really great brushes. e.l.f., there's some really great e.l.f. brushes. There are also some really bad e.l.f. brushes, but there's some really great e.l.f. brushes. But these two not these two. These two right here, no. These two, you know, a blending brush and a flat shader brush, you're done. Okay, synthetic brushes are typically cruelty-free because they're synthetic. They're not made out of animal products. So, I mean, you can double check on the website to see, but I'm pretty sure that they are cruelty-free because they're synthetic products. But you never know. You never know. And some animal hair brushes, they claim to be cruelty-free because they take the bristles from brushing the live animal. They're acquired through natural hair loss, not from doing something to the animal and then stealing their hair. So it depends on what your level of cruelty-free is, whether you use no animal products at all or whether they can be naturally removed from the animal. So Real Techniques is fabulous, and Eco Tools brushes are great too. Michelle says for beginners on a budget, Jessup makes a good set with eye and face brushes. They're like $15 a set. Yes, very nice. And then Betty Ann says Real Techniques are fabulous. Dubs1 says Royal and Langnickel Moda brushes are really good, but she butchered the spelling. That's okay. Cheryl says I've been seeing BH brushes and palettes in TJ Maxx lately. BH Cosmetics, their stuff is very hit and miss. Very hit and miss. You can get some really great stuff from BH Cosmetics, like the Carly Bible palette, the Galaxy Chic palette, and I have a couple of their brushes. They're not standout brushes, but they're decent. They'll get the job done. Mark wants to know, will I review the Nikki tutorial palette? Yes, I will. I've only used it once though, so yes, there will be a review of that palette. Big yes to Beauty Junkies from Flory. Agreed. Okay, so you got this one. You've got this one and this one and this one. So this is 3 if you want to buy 3 brushes. This is your number 1. You must have this one. This is your number 2. And this is your number 3. Your number 4, if you must, is something like this. This is a pencil brush. Pencil brushes are really, really good for defining. So if you're trying to get color right into that outer V, it's really great. You can use this for lower lash line. It's really, really nice. This is, again, Beauty Junkies pencil brush. These are the ones I use. Like, I just grab the ones that I use. These are the ones I use. I have one by Wayne Goss, the number 20 brush. That one's fantastic. It's pretty much the same shape. I actually think that that one is of higher quality than this one, but they pretty much do the same thing. I mean, in the end, the Wayne Goss one's probably a little bit better, but, you know, it's not enough of a difference for the price for me. But pencil brushes are fantastic. I haven't found any in the drugstore either that I think are amazing. Let me see. This is the Sigma E30. So this is the Beauty Junkies, and this is the Sigma E30. This is the Sigma Tapered Blending. And then this is the Beauty Junkies. So you can see they're like the same thing. The same thing. And I don't know about pencil brushes at the drugstore, to be honest. Maybe some other people know. Philae says she loves Zoeva brushes. Dub says they sell them at Walmart now. The blending brush is my favorite ever over MAC 224. Yeah, I don't own any MAC brushes. No MAC brushes. Anna says, could you recommend a good eyeliner brush to use with eyeshadow to line your eyes instead of liquid or gel liner? Yes. That'll be the next brush. That was the next one I was going to talk to you. So this is your number 4. Okay, in my opinion, important brushes to get. Your number 5 important brush to get is some kind of flat. Ooh, these are filthy. Oh, I use them for gel liner and they're a mess. They're a mess. Okay, this one is Eco Tools and it's a mess. It needs to be washed. But these are really good. They're just like flat angled brushes. These are great for, like Anna was saying, to put in eyeshadow to give you some eyeliner. You dip it in your eyeshadow and you, like a deep eyeliner. You dip it in a deep colored eyeshadow and you apply it like eyeliner. You can do it also on the lower lash line. Kat says she loves Wayne Goss brushes for the face, Morphe and Zoeva for the eye. Wayne Goss really does make great brushes. I haven't had any luck with Morphe brushes, but I also don't own very many of them. Amber says, first time chatting live. Yay, so happy to have you here. And then Michelle says she loves this brush. So this is a really, really good one. Well, really any brush that's this shape, flat and angled, is really good for that. You can also use this for gel liner. You can use this for lower lash line, upper lash line, whatever you want to use it for. So really, really nice. And again, this is Eco Tools, but just look for a shape like this. All right. So, and then of course, if you don't have a spoolie, that came with your eyebrow pencil, this is another one that's really good to have. This one is the JCat Beauty Pro Makeup one. So it's a spoolie on one side, and then it's like a brow / eyeliner one on the other side, because you can use that for brows too. For brows, though, I prefer, for me personally, where is it? Here's my Wayne Goss. Let me show you that compared to, this is the Beauty Junkies. And this is the Wayne Goss. The Wayne Goss is just a little bit nicer. Hold on a minute. Where is my brow brush? I have so many brushes. Okay, here we go. This is by Real Techniques. See how it's thicker? I got big bushy brows. So this is a little bit thicker. So I really like to have this in for filling in my brows for powder brow products. For gel brow products, for like the Dip Brow Pomade, things like that, I use the thinner one. But for thicker ones, I use this kind. So this is the Real Technique. That's from their eye set. It's very, very nice. Jody says, am I the only one who doesn't like dual-ended brushes? I hate storing them. Jody, I do not think you're alone. Jody has a great YouTube channel, by the way. It's called Yodelin Joda, YODELIN JODA, Yodelin Joda. It's a fantastic YouTube channel. You should definitely check it out. I've never shouted out Jody on the chat before, so I got to make sure I do that. All right, Cheryl says, love that purple Real Techniques brush. Yes, it's good, isn't it? It's really good. Mark says, any beauty hacks, Jen, for back to school? Makeup beauty hacks for back to school? Keep it simple. That's my hack. Keep it simple. Because going back to school, going in with like Instagram face may not be the best idea. I don't know. I mean, because I feel like when you're there to learn, like, you know, wear a little BB cream, little nude eye, a little liner, maybe some Ardell Demi Wispies, but, you know, crazy, you know what I mean? Like, you're not, like, I don't know. That's my opinion. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. For school, because you're there to learn, you know, like, you know, it's a little distracting when the person next to you looks like they've got, you know, contour that could cut you. know what I mean? That's my opinion. So anyway, moving on. This is something I haven't talked about. This is also by Wayne Goss. I got this in the Beautylish Lucky Bag. I really like this. This is really great for eyebrows. I use this for my eyebrows. Now this, I have never tried Zoeva True Beauty. Cheryl says, It Face Brushes, Holy Grail. It Cosmetics does make fantastic face brushes. This is supposed to be used for eyelashes. I have never found success with a comb for eyelashes, like ever. Ever. Like, I don't even know, like, I guess that works. I don't know. I just feel like when I wear mascara, it kind of, unless you get to it pretty quick to brush it, it's going to dry and it's going to be hard to comb out. I don't know. I've never really used this. I do use this for my brows sometimes. It's nice. Let me see if there's anything else eye-wise. Anything else I missed? Collective Brain on eye-wise. Nicole from Yay or Nay Nicole, another great YouTube channel, says, I use a comb for my lashes with a metal brush if it gets too clumpy, and it saves her. Fantastic. Terry Lee, Nifty and Thrifty, another one. Oh, went too fast. I lost you. Another YouTube channel, great YouTube channel. There's a lot of great YouTube channels in here. LOL, no Instagram face for back to school. Lauren says, what is the cheapest quality pencil brush that you have found? And honestly, it's probably the Beauty Junkies, but I know you have to buy it online. You can buy them on Amazon if you type in Beauty Junkies. They do have an Amazon store, but then you can go to the Beauty Junkies website too to get them. And a lot of times you can go on YouTube and search for recent videos by Beauty Junkies, and they'll have a discount code, and then you can type that in. That's the little cheater suggestion. Luxie brushes, Catherine Downing, another YouTube channel. Love the Luxie brushes. Luxie does make great brushes. We'll get into those. All right. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is another brush that I use for eyeshadow sometimes. This is like a domed brush by Real Techniques. It's the Bold Metals collection. The Real Techniques Bold Metals collection is really nice, but it's kind of pricey. But I do enjoy it. So I use this for packing color up into my crease sometimes. But you can also use it underneath your eyes like this, like that. Kristen says, I still have a Beauty Junkies coupon code till 8/31 if anyone wants it. You get nothing yourself. Kristen, what's the code? Kristen Game. If you're not subscribed to Kristen Game, you need to go subscribe to Kristen Game right now. KRISTINGEHM. This is becoming me just promoting my friends. I apologize for that. Kristen will put her code up. Put it in the chat and I'll read it. One Kristen. KRISTIN. All right. Yes, because my code's expired, my one that I had. But she doesn't benefit from it. It's just a discount code. Okay. Carolyn says, I have a few brushes that are so good. I've had them for years and cannot identify them anymore. I have a couple of those too. I definitely have a couple of those. All right. So let's move on to other brushes that are a little bit smaller. We'll go small to large. So, oh my goodness, it's already 10:30 because we get that 15-minute, and that 15-minute whatever, not being able to talk to you. Okay, concealer brushes. There's a couple of different kinds of brushes that you can use for concealer, at least I think, that are good for concealer. I'll get out. I have all these different ones. Okay, so one of them is the traditional concealer brush. I personally don't like flat brushes like this. I feel like I'm like just painting my face. I don't like it. I don't like brushes like this. It just feels like I'm Bob Ross and all up on my face, and it's uncomfortable. It doesn't feel nice. I don't like them. But some people love these things. People also use flat brushes for applying eye creams, the big ones for face masks, things like that. Lorena says fingers work best for concealer, and I agree with most concealers. Usually what I'll do is I'll pat it on with my fingers, and if it seems to be blending okay, I let it be. But some concealers I find work better blended with a brush, that they're not as streaky. Sometimes they go on streaky. So it just depends on which concealer. So these are brushes that I use for concealer. This is a set, and honestly, I use all of them interchangeably. What is this? Oh, another great brush brand is Outer Beauty. I used to be addicted to them until I found the Beauty Junkies ones, and they're cheaper, so I started using those. But brushes like this are kind of what I use for concealer. They're very dense. And they're smaller. They just kind of fit under the under eye. And these are good for powder products. They're good for cream products. They're very, very nice. Jenna wants to know about the Beauty Blender. All of those sponges, the Beauty Blender sponge, Beauty Junkies makes a sponge. The Real Techniques, I mean, everybody seems to be making sponges at this point. Sponges are great for applying products. I'm not going to get into a whole lot of sponges right now, just because I don't have a lot to show you. I didn't prepare that. I prepared a lot of brushes. But blending sponges are fantastic, but there's like the application technique and you got to wet it and all that stuff. So it's really how much you want to put into it as far as the process for putting on your makeup. So I personally sometimes get lazy and don't feel like going all the way to the bathroom, like a whole, 15 feet to the bathroom and wet the sponge. So Shelly says she uses a sponge for under her eyes, and I think a lot of people do. Absolutely. Nicole from Yarnier, Nicole says Beauty Blender is her fave, 2 for $30 at Costco.com right now, and you can pick which color you like. That's awesome. Steph says that the sponge is great under eye because it's pointed. Yes, agreed. Mark wants to know which brush is your holy grail. The ones that I showed you, the flat one, the Beauty Junkies brushes, the flat one, flat shader brush. I mean, they're all, a lot of brushes are really interchangeable though, really and truly in my opinion, but I'm not a makeup artist. This is just for me having experience just doing it on myself. So Lana says she uses the concealer brush for packing on shimmer shadow spray with Fix Plus, and watch how much better it applies than a regular packing brush. Nice, very nice. Terry Makeup Lover says the Beauty Junkies is the best in her opinion too. Okay, so here, these right here, concealer brushes. That's what I use. See if I missed any other ones. I'm just kind of pulling them out as I go. Another one that I really like to use for under eyes is this one. This is my under eye go-to brush. This is the Real Techniques setting brush, and this is fantastic. If you have like because everybody's different. I was gonna say what tone, but everybody's different, so I'm not gonna say that. But like a setting powder that you put under your eyes, this brush is like amazing for that. Or if you just want to spot powder everywhere, super awesome, really great brush. True Beauty says Beauty Blenders are the best thing ever. The only thing that comes close is the Sigma F80, which I own, and I'll show you that in a bit. Sabrina says, why don't I have anything from Beauty Junkies? Really the first time I've ever heard of it. Oh, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. So yes, right here. And then Beth from Beauty Hall 411 says, yes, Jen, my favorite setting brush for the under eye. Yes, this one is amazing. And then Sarah says, use it for highlighter. Yes, you can use this for highlighter. You can use it for contouring. Stippling brush. We'll get into that. That's great. Good idea to get into stippling brushes. Okay. This is a crown brush, stippling brush. Stippling just means that it's kind of like pokey. This is the e.l.f. small stipple brush, which I think everybody that does YouTube videos owns the e.l.f. small stipple brush. I would imagine. I don't have a whole lot of stippling brushes. I don't really use them that often. This one, and I don't have a lot of experience with them. They're not my thing. But the e.l.f. small stippling brush, I feel like is a must-have. It's $3. And I use this for blush. You can use this for concealer even if you want to dab it in a little concealer and go like that and dabble it on. It's supposed to create like an airbrushed kind of effect. This is fantastic. Kimberly says she loves the Real Technique stippling brush. It's her favorite. Max stippling brushes are the ones that Carolyn uses. And Michelle says, does anyone own the Becca Cashmere Shedding Disaster Brush? I don't know. Is that what it's called? The Cashmere Shedding Disaster Brush? That wasn't a very strategic name. Just kidding. e.l.f. stippling brush. Yes. This is amazing. If you have cream blush products, that's what I use this the most for, is cream blush products. This one right here, the crown brush one that's kind of domed, I like using this for really pigmented blushes, like my, oh, what brand is that? It's like, I can picture what it looks like. I could picture it in my brain, but I can't remember the brand. It's like, there's a blank in my head. But for really super pigmented blushes, these is really nice because the bristles are so spread out that you can really control how much blush you get on your face. And then you can always blend it out a bit. So speaking of that, let's move on to blush brushes, smaller blush brushes. This one, amazing. Amazing, amazing. Frozen unfortunate place. Oh no, Malia, what do I look like? In case you don't know, I'm very not photogenic at all. So if for whatever reason your computer freezes or you pause my videos, chances are I'm going to be making an insane face. Some women, you pause their video anywhere and they look gorgeous. I don't know how that happens. Like, how do they look beautiful all the stinking time? I am not that person. at all. But yeah, this Real Techniques Bold Metals brush is really wonderful. It's their blush brush. I love it because it's tapered all the way down. So this is really nice for blushes that are buildable, the ones that aren't so pigmented. Anna says this is her holy grail. Erica says it's her favorite blush brush, Real Technique Gold Medals. I love it when I bring out something and you're like, yes, that's my favorite too. And it's like, I kind of know what I'm talking about in this stuff. It makes me kind of validation, it's awesome. So Mark says, Jen, how can I pick up more pigment in an e.l.f. smudge pot? Use your finger and apply it with your finger. That's the best way to get any extra pigmentation, is to use your finger, because if you think about the brush, what I was saying about the bristles are where the product picks up. So your finger is going to pick up product all over it instead of just on bristles. So anytime you apply something with your fingertips, you're going to probably get more pigmentation than you would with a brush. But that's why people like to use brushes, I think, for a lot of products, because you don't want solid pigmentation. Like you think about a finger swatch of a blush, you don't want that on your face. Because it's just going to be too much. It's going to be too much. Unless that's the look you're going for, then go for it. But yeah, so yeah, if you want something more pigmented, try your fingers. But yeah, so this blush brush is super fab, super fab. Let's see. Okay, contouring. This is my favorite. Well, not my favorite brush for contouring. It used to be my favorite brush for contouring. This is the Luxie 504 large angled brush. I love brushes like this for contouring. Like I said, they use it for blush too, but right there, right there. Yes, Flory, send me a new picture. I'll remind you. Let's see. Kat said, oh wait, Dragon Rebel. Some use a stippling brush for foundation. What other brushes are good for that? Yes, that's very true. That's very true. This is really nice. And then Nicole's like, yay, love the Luxie brush. Yeah, these things are fantastic. She says she has 3 of them. Candy says, so glad I made it this time, Jen. I missed all your other live shows. I haven't seen you in forever, Candy. I'm so glad that you're here. Are you going to make videos again? I think you stopped making videos. Yeah, this one is really, really fantastic. Sarah loves it. Nancy loves it. It's really, really nice. I love the angle for the way that it fits on the face to go down. It just feels good. It's super soft. Brianna wants to know, do you use the slanted crease brush by Eco Tools? It's a weird brush that I never use. No, that thing's weird. I don't use that one. That thing is very odd. I don't even know where that brush is, to be completely honest. Dub says e.l.f. has a stipple travel set. Very interesting. I did not know that. Oh, Candy says she's editing 3 videos right now. Miss Candy, Miskandi. All right, so contour. Yes, yes, yes. Where's my fave? Right here. Like, if a brush could glow with like an aura of like amazingness and like, oh, like almost like the Sword in the Stone, it just like pops up like this, and you remove it from the stone and it's all this magicalness. This brush right here, this is the Eve Pearl fan brush. It's kind of pricey, but man, is this brush amazing. I use this for blush, I use it for contour, I use it for highlight. It's just the perfect shape, the perfect blendability. It's just amazing. So yes, on this, definitely. The other one I want to show you is the Julep one. Hopefully I have it right here. I know that I used it a couple days ago. Because the thing about fan brushes, okay? Fan brushes, oh yeah, Harry Potter, Margaret says Harry Potter wand style when your hair blows, and it's like, oh, I have a string right there. Okay, the thing about fan brushes, like the e.l.f. fan brush. The e.l.f. fan brush is basically like a very, very thin strip of brush, and it's not completely useless. The only thing I would use the e.l.f. fan brush for is if you have glitter on your face and you want to brush it off, or if you have fallout or extra product, you can brush it off with a fan brush, which is kind of nice. But other than that, it's relatively useless because there aren't enough bristles to pick up product to be functional. So this one right here, amazing. Perfect, 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 perfect. So anything that looks like this, but you also don't want one that's really, really big, because when you're contouring, you want to be specific about where you're putting it, or the highlight, you want to put it be specific. So when the brush is too big, it's more difficult to work with. So I feel like this size is the perfect size. That's my personal opinion. Brianna, I don't know how much it is off the top of my head. I got it at IMATS a couple years ago, but I want to say it's like $20, something like that. It's kind of pricey. So Yossi wants to know, what do you think about Morphe brushes? I've only ever owned one Morphe brush, and I did not like it. I think it was one of their lower quality brushes, and I got it in a subscription box a long time ago. I really should buy some Morphe brushes just to try them, but yeah, I just haven't. I haven't gotten into Morphe brushes, so I don't know, unfortunately. Sarah says Eco Tools fan brush is better than most. That's great to know. Anna says I've heard great things about Wayne Goss fan brush. Good to know. That one's probably really expensive. Those things are really expensive. Brianna says she's heard that Morphe brushes do not last long. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I don't know. Jody says, I have far too many. I'll send you some. You know, I always feel weird when people send me stuff. I really do. It makes me feel weird. People set up their P.O. boxes, send me stuff. And I'm like hiding my address. Like, I always feel bad. Like, I feel really bad. But, you know, Jen Eve Pearl Brush is $35. Thank you, Beth, from Beauty Hall 411. Excellent Instagram. Thank you. $35? Did I pay $35 for a brush? What was I thinking? Like, really? I paid $35 for this? Oh, I must have been like, I don't even know. All right. Let's see. Anna says, I'm not missing out on Morphe brushes. Well, the community seems to not really like Morphe brushes. Does anybody here like Morphe brushes? Cheryl says Morphe brushes shed like crazy. Danae says, how do I like the Julep fan brush? Danae, it's too big. It's too big, my friend. It's just too big, and I don't know where it is. Hold on, let me just look over at my desk real quick and see if I can find it, because I was just using it, and I don't know what I did with it. It's missing. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where I put it. I'll find it as soon as this is over. I will find it. It's one of those things. Or if I dig deep enough, maybe I'll find it. All right, so blush brushes. Let's see. Okay, I've also used this one for, this is the Julep brush. This is a bronzer brush. Oh, okay, so now that we're into face brush land, let me pull out some face brushes. Here's some really good ones. We'll go to foundation last. We'll do foundation brushes last. We'll do powder products first. Some ones that I really like. Okay. Powder products. Okay. So highlighting. This shape is really awesome. This is the Pro Highlighting Brush by Beauty Junkies. This is really nice for highlighting, for contour. Do you see how it's like cuts down? There's lots of space for the product to pick up right here. So Adrienne, I don't have a P.O. box. Nope. Can somebody time out, people? I put some more mods on. Get them. Got some creepy people up in the chat. All right. So anyway, so I've got, sorry, I got distracted. This is not good for cream highlighter. I would definitely not recommend this for cream. For cream highlighters, for cream products, you want to use products that are more dense, more flat. And honestly, what I do with cream products, cream highlighters, is I'll apply them with my fingertips and then I'll stipple them out. So thank you, Tab. People are, it's distracting. People are saying creepy things like being on Periscope all over again. But yeah, so I really love this shape of brush for highlighters, for powder highlighters. Yeah, absolutely. Another one that I really like is this Vasanti one. This is great for blush. Again, it's got that nice taper. It's got a really nice bend to it. This is, it doesn't have a number on it, but it's by Vasanti. It's a really nice brush brand. I got this in a subscription box as well. Very nice. Liz says, I think Morphe sends YouTubers brushes and they have to give a positive review. I don't know anything about that. I know Morphe sends a lot of brushes out to people, but I don't know if they have to guarantee a positive review. I don't know. The name of the NARS, what is the name of the NARS squared off? The Isa is I sound like an idiot. The NARS contour brush, it's got a weird name. It's like Ilza, something. You guys know. You guys know what I'm talking about. I sound like a complete idiot, but I forget what it's called. Ibiza, Isa, the Ita brush, the Ita brush. Thank you so much. I couldn't think of it. I don't own that. I don't own anything like that, but I've heard really great things. Super Quiche says Morphe isn't terrible, just overrated. Good to know. Good to know. Lana said it's time to get a P.O. box. I do have an address of my husband's studio, Tattooed Heart Studios. We have the addresses in the About section of my YouTube channel. So if you really want an address, that one's sitting over there. All right, other brushes. The Julep, I talked about the Julep bronzer brush, but this can also be used for face powder. This is the one I use the most for face powder. This is the Real Techniques blush brush, but I love this for face powder. It's super fab. It's really nice. I keep my brushes in this. I got this at Target, I believe. It's just an organizer caddy. It's got different sections. So that's how I keep my brushes. And I keep a pair of scissors because I'm always trying to cut something open. But yeah, that's where I keep my brushes. But yes, this is fantastic. Miss Candy says, I need a guest spot at your husband's studio so we can hang out. That would be amazing, Candy. That'd be fantastic. I pulled this one out, but I don't even know who makes this. I don't know. I think it's by Skin, I think is the name of the brand. I think I got this in a, I definitely got this in an event like Generation Beauty or something, but this is nice for blush as well. I think it's Skin, the little I, S-K-I-I-N. I'm pretty sure. It's not written on the brush, so I'm doing it from memory, but yes, this is nice too. But anything this shape. So when you're in the store looking for brushes, you really want to look for density. Because if you don't see the density for blush brushes, you're not going to be able to pick up a lot of product and it's not going to be good for you. So definitely be careful when you're picking out brushes in the store and look for something that looks like it's well constructed. Look for things that look dense. You want this density. Okay. I feel like that's the biggest thing for shopping for brushes that you can't touch in the store. Let's see, for powder. Oh, this one's really good. Oh, I almost didn't tell you that this is by Eco Tools. I just got this not that long ago. This is their mattifying finish brush. Oh my goodness, so great for mineral foundation, mineral powders, things like that. Oh, it's fantastic. And I almost know if I have any favorite Sephora brand brushes. I'm trying to think. I used to own Sephora brand brushes, but then I don't know what happened. They're kind of pricey and I don't think they're that much better than other brushes. So I don't know. I haven't bought any in a while, Anna. I just haven't. But this one's really, really nice. Lauren says, y'all are the best. I'm telling you, this is the best YouTube community on all of YouTube. If you're not part of our Facebook group, we're having a giveaway right now. We're going to let people into the group starting tomorrow, I believe, because we're doing a Facebook only giveaway. It's a huge, awesome giveaway. But tomorrow we're going to start letting people into the Facebook group again. I think Tabitha, yes. And then definitely join the Facebook group if you enjoy a really great beauty community because people are amazing if you have questions about this stuff. So, okay. So now let's get into foundation brushes because it is 10:49. I know I missed 15 minutes. If we feel like we still have things we want to talk about, we can stay on a little late because I came on so late. But, oh, wait, hold on a minute. I did not show you a couple of brushes. Hold on. Where's the e.l.f. blush brush is amazing, and I don't know where it is. So, oh, here we go. Julep fan brush. Found it. Look at the difference in size. So this is, Facebook group name is /what'supinmakeup. What's Up in Makeup. So search for that under groups. You should be able to find it. Look at the difference in shape and size. So, yes. This one is way more functional. This one is too big. Feels great, but it's bendy. Like the bristles are really long. Like if you think about the length of the bristles, it bends. So it's really difficult to get it to go where you want it to go because it's like, I'm trying to put on the product and the bristles are bending back and forth. And it's like, no, I don't want the bristles to bend. I want the brush to move, but if it's too bendy, it doesn't move. So I'm not a big fan of this one. It's difficult to use, but it is nice if you've got stuff you want to brush off your face because there's so many bristles and it's so big, you can really get large areas to brush fallout or glitter off your face. All right, foundation brushes. Back to foundation brushes. I know I was going to do that a minute ago. All right. So I think, okay, here we go. So this is the traditional flat brush. This is a Makeup Forever brush. Again, I don't like flat brushes, but a lot of people do like them. A lot of people use these for face masks, but I don't like this kind of brush. I just feel like I'm slathering it on my face. And it's like, whoa. So yeah. Michelle says, are you supposed to paint a wall with that brush? Too big. I know, right? I know. So yes. So I don't really like these kinds of brushes. That's just me personally. For foundation, you have lots of different shape choices. Really what you're looking for foundation is density. Density is what's going to give you that smooth look to your foundation. You don't want to use a brush like this for foundation because it's going to get all clumped up inside the bristles and it's not going to give you an even application. It's going to give you a streaky application. So you see the difference between the density of so you definitely want to use a more dense, thick brush for foundation. Heather says she likes it for masks. Yes. You can't see me. What happened? What? No, not again. Seriously? I can see me. I look like I can see me. Seriously? All right, hold on. Okay, are we back? Hopefully we're back. I just went out and came back in. Please tell me we're back. Oh, back? Still can't see? Okay. Okay. All right. So if you're in the chat and you can't see me, then go out and come right back. So okay, we're good. I don't know what is up with the chat today, not functional. Do you know they're changing the format of chat? I saw that on a video on YouTube. That they're changing this whole thing. I don't know what they're changing. I don't know how they're changing it. I don't know what it's going to be, but in the coming weeks, things are going to be different. I think it's in the beginning of September. They're changing it. They're doing YouTube Live instead of Hangouts on Air. So we'll have to see what happens with that, and we'll roll with the punches as it goes. Hopefully we can still do chat. So anyway, foundation brushes. Goodness gracious, are we going to get to these? So you really want a dense brush. Jenny, go out and come back. Okay, usually use your fingers for liquid products. I use a Real Techniques buffing brush for powders. And fingers will work with some foundations. For me, I feel like it goes on streaky with my fingers. I feel like I have trouble getting a nice finish with my fingers. So True Beauty says Sigma F80 is amazing for, or the Real Techniques buffing brush. It's not quite as good, but it's a ton cheaper, yes. What? People are saying they can't see me again. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, but if it works for you, definitely use your fingers. I just can't. I'm not that skilled, apparently. So this is the flat kabuki brush. This I feel like is a really common shape of brush for foundation. Just really nice to go on. It just feels good. It smooths everything out. It's just a really nice traditional foundation brush using a kabuki like this. This is the tapered kabuki. This is really nice for getting under the under eyes and really smoothing things around in specific areas, getting at the hairlines. Yossi says fingers will leave it blotchy. And if you're skilled, maybe it doesn't leave it blotchy. Yeah. So I'm reading the comments over here. But yeah, this is a really nice, I mean, I use it, I kind of use them interchangeably. I don't use one more than the other. It's just kind of whatever I grab. Lauren says she likes the word kabuki. It is a great word. I feel like I have hair on my face. Some kind of brush hair or something or another. But yeah, so I feel like these are kind of most functional for foundation. This one here, I was hanging out with my friend Sandra that I actually met through the community, and this is the Marc Jacobs the Face 2 brush. I love this brush. I really was hoping that I wouldn't love it so I could return it. I think this is like a $40, $50 brush, something stupid, but it is really good, I have to say. But you know, do I see that big of a difference over brushes like these? No, I don't. I don't see that big of a difference. I mean, maybe it makes a I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by the chat. Okay, all right. I just want to make sure everybody's okay. Maybe if you're doing Instagram pictures, you might be able to see the difference between different brushes like this or using a beauty blender. I guess using a beauty blender, I think, is different. You can see a difference in the finish of the foundation, but I personally, like when I look in the mirror, I can't really tell a difference between when I apply using one brush or another. They just kind of all look the same. It's really just how much fun you have using different brushes, how easy the application is. So Yossi says the Marc Jacobs, it really is good. It's a great brush, but Super Quiche says, I kind of hate it when expensive items are worth it. Yeah, me too. Me too. But I really wanted to try it because I don't own a lot of super expensive brushes. Maybe my game would be more on point if I owned more expensive brushes. Michelle says I use fingers for cream blush, but the list ends. Yeah, and I use my fingers for cream blush a lot too. I apply it and then I just pat. But the stippling brush is also really nice too. I'm trying to think if I missed anything, any other brush shapes that I missed. I think I pretty much got everything that I wanted to show you. There's like weird brushes, like this is the Flawless Radiance brush by Bare Minerals. Like this is a weird looking brush. I mean, I would imagine this would be good for powder between this and this. So this density is powder, this density is foundation. So this is powder, this is cream. Elf buffing brush works for foundation, Jenna says. That's good to know. That's good to know. Japanese brushes. I got a couple of Hokuhodo brushes from the Sephora Pro set, and honestly, like They're fine, they're good, but I don't see a huge difference. And I think makeup artists probably see a bigger difference than I do. So seriously, I'm seeing no picture again, Jen. This is ridiculous. This is not me. This is YouTube now at this point. Yes, Tabitha says, remember, chat next week is evening chat at 5 p.m. Eastern. Yes, that is true. All right, let me go out and come back. Okay, so hopefully I'm back now. This is crazy. Okay, all right. Jen said, Michelle says, Jen, just keep talking. We're listening. Calm down and go on. So hopefully I'm back. Okay. So anyway, so the Hakuhodo brushes, I bet makeup artists can tell the difference between these things, the Japanese brushes and the not Japanese brushes. I don't see that big of a difference. I don't know. I think it's maybe just I don't have that good a technique to notice. So if you were just a regular old person putting your makeup on, I really don't think it's necessary to buy super expensive Japanese brushes. I really don't. I don't know. I feel like that the Beauty Junkies brushes, honestly, is really all you need. Because I feel like you can get a nice look. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, so like little brushes like this, I don't like because they're too small. I don't feel like they pick up enough product. We were talking about that earlier about small brushes, and then I just found one. So does anybody have any questions or comments or anything they want to share? We are going to end chat pretty soon because I ran out of things to show you. I'm kind of done with all the stuff that I showed you. So, but if there's anybody in the collective brain that has anything that you want to talk about, let me know. Oh, Carolyn says, not the Sephora Hakuhodo. The real ones are the best. You're telling me that it's not a real Hakuhodo? What? Oh my goodness. Those work good for the crease. Oh, you're talking about the little small ones. Candy says the little brushes work good for the crease. Yes, for detailing, like up in the crease, for getting like a cut crease or whatever, little ones. Patricia wants to know a good lip brush. I am anti-lip brush. I don't use lip brushes. I just don't have the patience because they have to be kind of tiny, and like to paint my whole lip with a lip brush. They are nice though for like getting around the outside, almost like using a lip liner. You can use a lip brush for that, but I'm not a lip person. I'm more of an eye person, so I don't really have any suggestions for that, unfortunately, because I don't use them. I should start using them now that I'm using some deeper lipstick colors. Sarah says Urban Decay just came out with brushes. Look nice, but expensive. Yes. Anna says best blending brush for the crease. Definitely this one. Pro Crease Brush by Beauty Junkies. But Sigma has one that's exactly the same. I forget which one. Dub says no pick in and out. What? Stippling brush from e.l.f. What's up with that? The stippling brush from e.l.f. We talked about that, but that's okay. I'll say it again. This is the stippling brush from e.l.f. This is amazing for cream blush. Cream blush. Yeah, we've talked about a lot today. It's easy to miss stuff. So easy. Jody says, I like lip brushes for applying concealer around the lips if you need to clean things up. Really smart, Jody. See, I need to get one now. Now I feel like I need to get one. Steph says, I go on Amazon, get a pack of disposable doe foot applicators. Problem solved. Nice. True Beauty says the Sigma E40. Mark says, Jen, what palette do you recommend that's not crazy in price? It just kind of depends on what you're looking for. It's hard to just say like recommend a palette because I don't know what you're looking for. If you're looking for a neutral palette, the Coastal Scents Reveal palettes are nice. The original one and the smoky one, probably. And e.l.f. The 3-pan one. e.l.f. ones are really nice. e.l.f. Yes. e.l.f. Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild. Not e.l.f. Sorry, not e.l.f. Rewind. Not e.l.f. Wet n Wild. I don't know what I'm thinking. Wet n Wild. Kristen says, I walked away and I thought you were saying stippling brush from e.l.f. Oh, goodness. Stippling brush. That's so funny. Yes, not e.l.f. Wet n Wild. You can get Coastal Scents on their website. But if you want something from the drugstore, go get the Wet n Wild trios. They're really good overall. Can you use this for foundation? I wouldn't use this small one for a foundation. If you're going to use a stippling brush for foundation, you want one that's bigger. And I don't think I have one that's a good representation because I don't personally have the time or patience to stipple my foundation on and then blend it. I don't. This is the small stipple brush. There's a big stipple brush too, though. Yes. e.l.f. has a stipple travel set. Yes, they do. Yes. And that's a good one if you want to try out stippling brushes to get the e.l.f. one because they are nice. They're very nice. Jody says, if you live in Canada, Winners also usually has some Eco Tools brushes. Great to know, Jody. Thank you, because I don't know that stuff because I'm not in Canada. Super Quiche says, thoughts on It Cosmetics brushes. I always see them in Ulta, but I don't hear about them. It Cosmetics brushes are really, really nice. I had one of their really big brushes and it broke on me and I was really, really sad. The handle, the ferrule came off of the handle, but they're so expensive. I don't really buy them often because they are expensive, but they are really, really nice. I buy them as gifts for people. So best brush for the outer V color. For packing it in, I would use a pencil brush. For getting it in there. I really like pencil brushes for that, and then blending it out with something fluffy like this. So bronzer brushes, this, or anything that you use for blush. So like this can be used for bronzer. I don't know. I personally wouldn't use this for bronzer. Because I would want something a little bit lighter. Stippling brushes are really nice for bronzer because you don't want a whole lot of bronzer. Like, I don't know, what happened to, hold on a second. The brushes like this can be good for bronzer. What happened to my, oh, this one right here. This is good for bronzer. See how it's like stipply looking? So you won't get a whole lot of product on it. So that's really nice. Barbara says duct tape to fix the handle. You know, where were you, Barbara, before I threw that brush away? Where were you with this genius idea to use duct tape? Like, what? Why didn't I do that? I don't know. I guess I had too much pride to put duct tape on my brush. Sarah says England has good eye brushes, including outer V. Nice. And a DIY Beauty says, when you act like you're having a one-on-one combo, nod to the computer screen. Yes, yes. Brush cleaners. Brush cleaners, you know, there's so many expensive brush cleaners when really, honestly, I use baby shampoo, like dollar store baby shampoo for the longest time, and that worked fine. You know, so, I mean, really, you don't need a whole lot. I did get the new, they sent me the new Sigma. It's not by Sigma. I forget what the brand is, but it's a brand that's affiliated with Sigma, or it's like a new Sigma brand, where it's like a pad that you put on your hand and you brush your brushes on it. I should have brought it up because I knew I was going to do brush video, but I want to do a review on that. I didn't tell them I was going to do a review, but I do want to do a review because I think that would be a good video. Yes, Candy, send me a sample of your brush cleanser. Candy, where do you sell your brush cleanser so that I can shout it out in case anybody wants to buy it or check it out? Gorilla Glue is awesome. Gorilla Glue is awesome. I should have used Gorilla Glue on it before I threw it away. Kristen Game says, I swear by the Benjabel brush shampoo balm. Yes, the Benjabel is really, really nice. Yes, I really like that one too. Absolutely, absolutely. Michelle says, once you clean them, wipe the handles down with alcohol to get the buildup goo off. Nice. That's awesome. How much are Beauty Junkie brushes and where do you get them? Beauty Junkie brushes are inexpensive. I can't remember the exact price. Use Kristen, was it one Kristen or Kristen one? One Kristen, I think it was what it was, for your discount, Kristin. And then you can get them on Amazon. Just type in Beauty Junkies, or they do have a Beauty Junkies website, but the Kristen's code might only work on Amazon. So, yes, definitely. And I missed it, Candy, if you told me the name of where you sell them or you don't sell them. Not selling them yet, still being mastered. Nice, nice. Yeah, I definitely try it out. Mark says, Jen, what exactly is a creasing that bad foundation does? I don't understand. It's when, if you don't have any wrinkles, it's not going to make any difference, because creasing is when foundation goes into wrinkles. So, and it'll crease, almost like you think about a piece of paper creasing. It'll kind of sink in and accentuate fine lines and wrinkles, I think is what you're talking about. Candy says, check my YouTube channel for updates. Nice. Natalie says, I use Brush Bath by Freedom Makeup London, and I swear by it. Nice. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and pop off here. I'm going to go to the gym with my husband. And what else are we going to do today? We're going to the gym. And then we're going to the Apple store to return a keyboard because it doesn't work. And we are going to go grocery shopping. And it's going to be a fun day. And I'm excited to spend the day with my family. So I will see you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for being with me through the problems. And I apologize for the craziness in the beginning. I don't know what happened. I have no idea, but I'm glad that we made it through. We did it. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Collective Brain of Makeup Awesomeness. And if you are watching on the replay, definitely leave your thoughts about different favorite brushes in the comments below so we can learn from you. You're part of the collective brain too, so you are just as important. So please leave your thoughts of brushes that you love so we can learn from you. And if you're also watching on the replay, definitely read the comments down below that people are leaving to find some great brush suggestions. So, oh, and also if you have any suggestions for chats for next week, I would love to hear those. So thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend and a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We're doing an evening chat. We do those because some people can't make it in the morning because of religious obligations or you know, different things people do on Sunday mornings. So we do an evening chat once a month, the last Sunday of the month. So that'll be next week. So we'll see you at 5 p.m. next week. Mad love. Bye.